Hello everyone. Today I was going to teach you a simple rasam with no rasam powder or whatsoever. You can just whip it up tastefully from the ingredients that you have at home. I used 2 tomatoes, some cilantro and curry leaves, and I've soaked about a small lime sized of tamarind. You can put it in the microwave for 30-40 seconds and it'll soak faster. And I have a mixie jar with equal proportion of pepper and cumin seeds that I'm going to grind roughly, and then towards the end I will add my garlic to it, so it becomes a little instead of crushing in a mortar and pestle, because you're in a hurry, remember. So we're going to run it through the mixie and let it get crushed a bit. No water whatsoever in that. So we'll first crush our tomatoes and then add the mixed or crushed peppercorns and cumin and garlic, and then we'll add the tamarind extract and season it with all these. And then later we're going to do a tadka or a seasoning or a tempering with mustard seeds, urad dal and red chilies. And I have everything set. Let's start by making this concoction. In a bowl I have salt and asafoetida, about 2 pinches of asafoetida and about half a teaspoon of salt for the quantity that I'm making. You can add just according to your taste. So let's get started. So I have my tomatoes, the tamarind extract, some of the curry leaves and cilantro, and I have my peppercorn, cumin and garlic all mixed up. I'm going to toss it into this, and I reserved some of the cilantro and curry leaves for later. And let me tell you about rasam. Rasam is the most simple and easy to digest soup kind of consistency. The Briton actually called it mulligatawny soup, or it's milligatawny. That means peppercorn water. So that is what it is, and I just added that. So this is basically used as an appetizer drink or soup in the beginning of the meal, but traditionally it's used towards the end because they believe it aids in digestion because it has cumin and all that stuff. And as such, this could be had if you're having a temperature or running a cold. This is the best simple soup to have that's made at home. Okay, and it doesn't take long, and usually mommies are good at whipping it. Sometimes they use a nice rasam powder, but this doesn't need it. Your cumin, your peppercorns, everything is good enough. If you want to be more hygienic, you could wear a glove, but everything tastes best when it's done with love and hands. Okay, so I forgot to add one ingredient, which is turmeric powder. It has antiseptic, antioxidant properties, which is good for you if you're running a temperature or a cold. But just in basic, turmeric is really good for you. Okay, next thing we're going to do is season this whole concoction in a pan. So I have my handy dandy anjane petti or my masala box. I'm going to add, this is a small spoon, so I'm going to add a smaller portion, like a quarter of this small spoon of turmeric powder. So that's good enough. I'm going to turn on my stove and season it with some oil. Add some oil and get it seasoned. Now I have my seasoning box, but I'm out of mustard seeds. Mustard seeds are supposed to be here, and that's very important. But we start with little fenugreek and then little cumin. You need this or you don't need it, depending. And then we'll have red chilies. Okay, and then curry leaves. Don't forget curry leaves. So I keep my curry leaves and red chilies in the hand, ready to toss in, and because this gets burnt very fast, so I don't want it kind of interfering. So I will first add my fenugreek, my mustard seeds, and then toss in this really quick. So wait for the oil to heat up. Usually it will be mustard seeds. It should splutter, and then you add this. But I need to run to the Indian store. And it is Christmas. I do not have time and everything is closed, so let's just do what we can. Okay, come on, my fenugreek, turn color, just a quarter teaspoon of it, otherwise it gets bitter. And then we add some of our cumin seeds. I may add some little urad dal, half a split urad dal. Not necessary, but just because I feel like it. Sometimes you can add a teaspoon of ghee in the end just to add flavor, or even toss in a green chili for additional flavor, but not necessary, okay? Peppercorns are already spicy, so let it come, catch a color, and we will toss in our curry leaves and red chilies. There you go. See how handy it was? And sometimes I just put in a pinch of asafoetida again. Though we have it in the other one, I'll still go ahead and add a squirt of it. Move things away. Things are gonna burn fast. And you have your concoction ready. Wonderful. Yeah, that sizzle. Okay, now the secret is to watch the pot. It shouldn't come to a rolling boil, okay? Rasam never gets to a rolling boil. It just has to froth up and you're good. You have to turn it off and pour half a cup of water, cold water, so it doesn't change the taste. Otherwise, it'll really taste bad. Check for salt. If you need extra pepper, go ahead and add right now. This would be the best time. And mine is almost coming together. I have a standby some water. You know how we put the concoction in? I just rinsed it out. And then I have my cilantro and curry leaves standby. I will garnish once this gets a little more frothy. Okay, just it doesn't take long. It's like less than 2-3 minutes. Okay, see how there's bubbles coming up? Just a froth. There's a saying in Tamil, முட்டாள் தான் கொதிச்ச ரசம் சாப்பிடுவாங்க. So that means only a fool will eat or drink boiled rasam. So people are very, very careful. This is one of those pet peeves. People don't want their rasam boiled. So be careful. Watch it like a hawk. By the way, that was Tamil. And I think it's done. I'm just going to go ahead and add my water and my garnishes and put a lid on it and turn off the stove. You're done. Have it with some hot rice and potato fry if you can, or aplam or a fritter, and you should be good to go. But usually this is the end of the meal, okay? So you're good to go. Enjoy your rasam.